It took Jim Courier a while to talk you into this and get you out here and get you into this competitive mode again. What was the turning point for you?
Is that what he said, or?
Well, that's kind of that's stuff. I've read that.
Okay, you know,
you beat down the door saying, "Let me play, let me play."
He did come out to Vegas. He did talk to me about how he was changing the tour and the structure of it, the format of it, and it actually kind of sold itself, to be quite frank. I mean, you know, the greatest challenge I have at this stage of my life are sort of twofold. Obviously, health is important, and then you have the balance of your family and your philanthropy and your business, and the balance of life as you get older. So to do a long weekend like this used to be was much more difficult for me. But the opportunity to turn these into these one-nighters where there's a limited amount of play, a very focused way of using your energies physically, and then being able to get in and get out and get back to the family within 2 days is a huge swing. It's a great way to stay connected to the game, fans, and to spend time in an environment that's not quite as stressful as it used to be.
Yeah, the original structure seemed to be just like a kind of a smalling up of what goes on in the regular tour.
Yeah,
but that's still a week, the whole week somewhere.
It is.
Or 4
It's
days
3 days
or
of
whatever.
competing. You get there a day early. You know, how you recover from one day to the next can be different. So this way, it's a lot more contained and better product, I think, for the fans.
A lot of your career, it seemed like everybody knows you won the career Grand Slam and all, but throughout it, before any of that happened, it seemed like a big part of your game had always been coming up with an amazing shot. Do you find yourself still looking for that when you're playing?
It's about all I know I can count on is my ball striking. You know, I mean, getting there is a big part of the equation on the tennis court. But yeah, it's you challenge yourself. You're still competitive with yourself. And, you see a margin for taking risk, and you make that calculated decision in a split second, and then you let it fly, and it's a good feeling to pull it off. Great with. So if you do it with conviction, you can still do it well, but you're sometimes second guessing the shot you're hitting because you're either playing too much of a shot, you don't need to, or you're not playing enough of a shot because you used to be able to have that court covered and now you can't. So it's just getting to know your game all over again in a certain respect.
Is it dangerous to underrate a guy like Lendl, or when you're playing somewhere else, a guy like Connors or McEnroe, when these guys, because they're categorically older than you guys, because they, you know, some of them in some ways, like McEnroe, hits the forehand harder than when he played.
No, that's right. I mean, technology's come a long ways too, and a lot of times as you get older, you play riskier because you don't have the luxury of being able to defend quite as well. So you do have to be careful, and you have to make the right decisions. But I think we have a healthy balance of that competition, that competitiveness, combined with not taking ourselves that seriously. So when you add those together, I think it makes for a healthy balance.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, Andre, have you ever played Boston before?
You know, I played at Longwood years and years ago, so it's great to be here in the Gardens.
Yeah, and you're so well known for your philanthropy. I was at your Hall of Fame induction, which was really inspirational, and it must be very gratifying to be part of something that also does a lot of charitable work.
Oh yeah, no, this is my life. I mean, tennis was a vehicle for me to do my life's work.
Yeah.
And it's focused on education and make a lot of change.
And I know the tour helps Tenacity, the Boston-based group. They do some coaching with life skills as well as tennis.
It's another upside and offshoot of what we do. We go to these communities and we bring awareness to some of the local community and issues that might exist, and provide some opportunities through education and sports. So it's nice to leave something behind when you go to these communities.